Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss out on future videos, as I do insert giveaways in them randomly. Just a quick little disclaimer, this is the first time that I've used this product, so it is a lengthier video than what you guys are used to. But bear with me, watch the whole thing, get yourself a coffee, get your blanket, get cozy, and hang out with me for a little bit. This was so much fun, and I do want to give a huge shout out to Makartt for sending these out to me to share with you guys. Their discount code will be right here if you guys are interested in shopping any of their products. Everything will be linked down below. This was a really highly requested video, so I'm really excited to get out of my comfort zone and try something new for the first time. You guys know I'm used to acrylic, and it shows. I tried doing like acrylic methods using this product, and then I'd be like, girl, it ain't it. That's not how you do it. So it was so funny, and I think you can kind of tell in the video as well. But I'm going to be sharing all the tips, tricks, and everything that I learned from my first experience. I will be sharing all that with you throughout the video, so make sure you guys watch the whole thing. I am going to be doing a giveaway on today's video. If you're not familiar with how I do my giveaways, I will be asking a question randomly in the video. When you hear that question, answer down below in the comment section and you will be automatically entered into the giveaway. I will announce the winner in my next video, as they will be chosen at complete random. I hope you guys enjoy it. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I'm going to be doing my prep as usual. This is going to be the exact same process that I normally do for my acrylics. I'm just taking my Mandrel bit and my sanding band and lightly filing the surface. All you want to do is remove the shine that naturally comes on your natural nail. You don't want it to be smooth, as it can cause lifting. Now I'm taking my needle bit from Amazon and gently going around the cuticle area. What this bit does is basically helps get into those hard to reach areas, remove any dead skin cells that you may have missed with your sanding band. Highly recommend these. They are my go-to and I use them in every one of my services. Now I'm taking my ball bit. It came in a set with my needle bit. I'm just gently filing the cuticle off, as I don't like using a nipper. Highly recommend this method. I do really like it. I have my e-file at a speed of 3,000 RPMs. Now make sure you cleanse the surface of the nail with a lint-free wipe and some swipe or some alcohol. I did not show this on camera, but make sure to do that to remove all the dust in preparation for our next step. So I'm taking my nail tips and applying them just with some glue. All products will be linked in the description, so make sure you guys check that for any products you might be interested in purchasing. I'm taking my craft scissors and just cutting the tips off. I do like my nails long, as you guys should know by now, but I feel like I did these slightly shorter. Now I'm just fixing any tips, and the only ones that I'm actually filing are my middle fingers, because those are in between sizes. So I have to lightly file the sides just so it fits properly onto my natural nail. Remember, we don't want our tips to be super wide or too small for the natural nail. Now I'm just cleansing the surface. I am zooming through this process because I want to focus more on the application than my prep and all that, since it's the same process that I normally do. I'm applying protein bond, and I'm just doing one coat for this set. Now I'm going to be showing you the products that the kit came with, and of course it comes with the instructions / manual or whatever you want to call it. It gives you different directions, the products listed, and then kind of frequently asked questions. So this kit did come with 6 different nudes, and I'm really excited because you guys know I love me some nudes. It came with a base coat and a top coat. It also came with some forms and then a nail file and the little tool to apply the polygel. I did not show that it came with dual forms, but it did come with that as well. So here are just the colors. I'm going to be swatching them for you very quickly. I think this is the one I ended up going with, but they're all really, really pretty. Some are darker, some are lighter, and then we have one that's more on the pink side. And I'm just showing them against my skin for reference, so you guys can kind of see what the colors look like. I ended up going with the one all the way to the left. I'm taking the base coat that it comes with and applying that on my natural nail. Per the instructions, it does not give you instructions on how to do it with tips, so I kind of just guessed on this part. I know for a fact you need to place it on the natural nail, but I didn't know if I needed to put it on the tip as well. So just to be safe, I went ahead and did that. I'm just doing a very thin layer of it all the way from the cuticle down to the tip, making sure it's dispersed evenly. And then you want to cure that in the light. I left it in there for about 30 seconds. And here I'm using my Kiara Sky Rechargeable LED light in the volume 2. Now I'm taking the surface cleaner or the slip solution and applying that just in a tiny little dabbing dish. And then I'm going to be getting my polygel of choice and applying that on the nail. Okay, so I'm placing a small bead of it. My thought process on this was kind of to do a 3 bead method. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, and how you guys know, I'm really used to acrylic. So I'm literally, as you can see, I'm doing the exact same process that I do with acrylic. I'm over here blending it up towards the cuticle area and then blending it down towards the tip, which, I mean, I guess it could work, but it got a little messy. So like I said, this is the first time that I've used it. So I'm basically dipping it into the liquid and then applying that onto the polygel. It works to soften it up and you can move it a lot easier. So it was just a mess. Like in this next part, you'll be able to see that it got really messy. So I'm placing my second bead, and my thought process was, again, I'm going to push it up into the cuticle area and then drag it down. So my brush got really dirty really fast. I'm not quite sure like where I went wrong, but I was constantly wiping it on my napkin. So if you guys are familiar with polygel, let me know. I didn't realize they got dirty extremely quick. But I'm gently pushing it up into the cuticle, making sure it's nice and flush to the natural nail. Like any product, I would assume it will lift if I don't. So I'm getting my last bead and I'm applying that on the tip. I did not cure this one this time, so I'm trying to see what works better, if I cure it and then go in with my next bead, or if I don't. And I want to say what works best if I cure it. my brush ended up getting really gunky and I couldn't get the product out. I don't know what the heck I was doing wrong, but I ended up just using the other side of the brush and trying to smooth it out, and then it got dirty again. This was really a struggle. I think at this point I was like, why? Why did I get myself into this? So I'm going to continue to struggle a little bit, and then I'm going to pop it into the light once I'm content with the way that I placed it on there. And I'm just curing it in the light for about 30 seconds. I really just want to flash cure it so it doesn't move anywhere. Now that it's out of the light, for my index finger I opted for doing the 1 bead. So I'm getting a much larger bead and applying that, trying to form it onto the whole nail. So I did notice that if I put too much liquid onto my brush and then tried doing the cuticle area, it actually runs into the cuticle. So then I started using a more dry brush because just like acrylic, it started running into it. Basically, the liquid kind of dissolves it and makes it slippery. So it kind of makes sense. The more you put on there, the more it's going to dissolve it almost. So I'm just going in again and gently patting it down. As you can see, this one's going a lot smoother than my thumb did. I'm just going from side to side, trying to keep that shape intact. And then I'm going to continue to kind of push and pull downwards into the tip. So at this point I had dragged it all the way down and I had a little bit of extra product. So I was just cutting it off basically how I normally do, and then I applied it onto my middle finger just so I don't waste product. You guys know I'm cheap 99 and I like to be frugal, so I'm trying to save as much stuff as I can. And I'm going in and applying it into the light, making sure that it's cured. Now we're moving on to my middle finger. Again, I'm placing a large bead onto the middle section, gently pushing it up into the cuticle area. I'm constantly putting my brush into the solution, and then I'm wiping it onto my napkin afterwards. I did notice that you can continue to work with it as long as your brush is wet. Once it gets dry, it gets really sticky, and I think that's when the product starts getting stuck in your brush. So I'm just trying to perfect that cuticle area. As you can see, this stuff is pretty cool. Like, I did actually really enjoy it. The moments that it was going smoothly, I enjoyed it. Now I'm going into my ring finger, and for this one, like I said, I wanted to show you guys different ways of applying it, really to see what worked best for me and to show you guys what might work best for you. I wanted to see if this was going to be a way of building up the apex a lot easier. So I'm placing a large bead in the middle and then dragging it down towards the tip, patting it down towards the tip. I'm telling you guys, I'm used to doing my acrylic. So I'm lightly patting it into place, dragging it gently down, and making sure that the sides are nice and flat. And I'm going to continue to bring that down towards the tip. Make sure that I have the thickness that I want. And I did have a little bit of excess on this nail, so I'm just going to be cutting it with the little spatula part of the brush. And then of course I'm placing that onto the pinky nail so I don't waste product. Now that I'm content with that, I'm going to be placing it into the light again for 30 seconds. And of course I'm flattening out the pinky nail just so it's not super bulky. Now I'm taking a smaller bead and placing that near the cuticle, and then I'm going to be gently pushing it up into the cuticle area and then blending it out into the other product. And I'm going to continue to mold it into place, patting it down gently and then blending it out into the rest of the nail. I did notice some of it kind of detached somehow. I want to say maybe I had too much liquid in my brush, but it wasn't that big of a problem. All I did was flatten it back onto the nail and it was good to go. Now I'm going to be doing my pinky nail, and I want to say I went with the 2-bead method once again. So I'm applying a bead of Polygel onto the middle section, pushing it up towards the cuticle, leaving some space right there, and then pushing and lightly dragging down towards the tip. So I don't know what I did, but I lost my mojo and then that happened. Look at that. Why is it so stringy? My brush was super gunky, I guess. I didn't clean it out properly, but ooh, and I couldn't get it off my brush. Fun times. I will say this product is extremely sticky. If you don't know what you're doing, just like me, it is a pain in the butt. Like my hands were super sticky at the end. The containers from the Polygel were also slightly sticky, but you can always solve that by just cleaning any sticky surface with alcohol and you will be good to go. So I'm continuing to try to fix that nail. I don't know what went wrong. And then once I'm ready, I'm going to be placing that into my light. And of course, I'm taking that smaller bead and applying it in the cuticle area. And I'm basically gonna let you guys kind of watch that process. So I'm just cleansing the surface with that same liquid and a lint-free wipe. I don't want any stickiness left for when I do my right hand. And I did prep my nails off camera, but I'm going in with the base gel and applying that again on my natural nail and on the tip. Very thin layer of it, and then I'm going to be curing it in the light for at least 30 seconds. So for this hand, it definitely wasn't extremely terrible. It's just a lot more on the lumpy side, just because I can't flatten it as much as I would want to, which is definitely fine. A lot of the time I tell you guys, if you don't have your application down perfect, that's okay as long as you know how to file. And if you can do some bomb file work, you are good to go. And that's basically what I did. I stopped caring about applying it perfectly and I focused more on my filing. But I'm basically just gonna let you guys watch this as I already explained on my other hand, and I'm doing the exact same steps. Now for the question for today's giveaway, it definitely has to do with the Polygel. Have you guys ever tried it? And if so, what do you prefer, acrylic or Polygel? Let me know down in the comment section and you will be entered in the giveaway. Don't forget that the winner will be announced in my next video and I will choose them at complete random. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I am really excited to be doing another giveaway. Finally, it's been a minute. But now let's get back into the video. And in this precise moment, I got off camera and there was no going back. So that's basically what my nails look like finished. I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file and filing the sides. I am doing all of the filing with my hand file. I did not use an e-file for this step just because this product is a lot more lightweight compared to acrylic, so it takes less strength when you're filing. So I figured the hand file would be perfect, and to be honest, sometimes I get better filing with my hand file. So I'm just going around the surface and making sure that everything is nice and smooth. I do like to go vertically up and down for long nails. It helps get a nice transition from the cuticle area down to the tip, but you'll be able to see exactly how I do that. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch as it is pretty repetitive and you guys can kind of learn from just watching. So I figured now would be a good time to kind of just talk about the product, my thoughts and all of that stuff. So definitely one bead works best for me. It is easy to work with once you get used to it. If you are a beginner, I would say I would recommend it only because you wouldn't be as familiar with other products as I am. Will I try it again? Abso-freaking-lutely. Let me know down below what kind of videos you guys want to watch on this. I am so down to try this again because it was such a challenge for me. I want to improve with using this product, so super excited to try it again. The quality of it, I have not tried other products or other polygels, but I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend it. It was really cool to work with, easy. The instructions on it was okay. They didn't really go too much in depth, so that could be better, but highly recommend it. The link will be down below. Don't forget to use my discount code to save a little bit of money. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well, as it is different for my channel. I'm going to be doing some nail art for you guys. I did absolutely not do my right hand because I was so tired. I started this video really late in the day and I was exhausted. So I did apply Stick It from Profiles Backstage on the surface of that. And I went ahead and cured it in the light. That's what you saw me doing. Now I'm applying this Louis Vuitton transfer foil on there. They have really cute ones, like all the designer, like Gucci, Chanel, and all of that. So I ended up choosing this one. You want to rub this stuff in really good. As you can see, I'm scratching at it, I'm pressing into it. I'm doing this for a good like 30 seconds, maybe even 45 seconds, because I want to make sure everything is transferred. And then I take it off very, very slowly, because if you do it slowly, you can retract your steps and press it in there some more. Now I'm going to be applying Makarrt over top of it, as I'm going to be doing nail art. Now that it's out of the light, I am taking purple white from Not Polish and then lightly dipping it into Jet Life from Not Polish as well. I want to do two-toned flowers because it helps the petals stand out more. A lot of the time, if you just do one flat color, it's not going to show as much. So I always like doing two. And I didn't really want to do another color, so I just chose white. So I'm taking very small beads of acrylic. I place it into the white and then into the orangey pink, and then I'm forming my petals with it. This 3D nail art brush is from Amazon. Check out my Amazon storefront. I have tons of amazing products on there. So basically what I do is I take the point of my brush, flatten out that product, and you almost want to have that middle area a lot more thin, very, very sheer. This helps when layering your petals. It won't make it as thick. So I'm going to continue to just press those into place and continue to form my little petals. I almost alternate them so they're all like stacked perfectly. So I definitely just realized that it is not Jet Life. It is called Wicked Mind. The really pretty orange you see me using here is called Wicked Mind. So babe, if you hear this, place the little name correctly, because I did not say that correctly. So now I'm going in with my purple white and then dipping it into Last Love. And I'm just going to be adding 3 little petals right here to kind of just give it more of that summery vibe by adding a different color in there as well. Now I'm taking this bomb summer green and applying 2 little tiny petals. And I'm just flattening out that middle area and then pushing the product into a point. And boom, you got a little petal. Now I am going to be placing some crystals onto my middle finger, so I'm taking this gel and applying that onto the area that I want to place the crystals on. This is really thick, so I do suggest you guys work with thinner layers. You don't want any of that to get onto your crystals, as it can possibly mattify them and they won't be as shiny. So I'm just taking that like topaz colored crystal, and then these neon crystals are from Profiles Backstage. They are super pretty. Highly recommend them. They are very inexpensive. And then I'm using some caviar beads as well to kind of tie the look all together. I really wing the crystal placements because I never know what the heck to do. I kind of just go with it, honestly. As you can see, I did move some of the crystals around until I was happy. And then, of course, you want to cure that in the light for at least 1 minute so everything stays perfect in place. So I'm taking Matte from Not Polish and applying that on the surface of my nails. And since I did pre-top coat my ring finger, I'm just skipping that one. But for the finger with the crystals, make sure you go around the crystals. Do not ever apply top coat to the surface of the crystals as it removes the shine. Make sure you cure your top coat for at least 1.5 minutes to make sure everything is nice and sealed. Once it's out of the light, I am applying my cuticle oil from Profiles Backstage. Super bomb, highly recommend it. That basically concludes this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.